Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 72-year-old woman who was a client of mine. Eleanor was the picture of health, or so everyone thought. She started every day with a brisk walk around her neighborhood, and her lunch always included a big, fresh salad. She read every health magazine she could get her hands on. She knew all the rules: low sodium, low fat, high fiber. But during a routine physical, her doctor heard something unusual when he listened to her heart. He ordered an ultrasound of her neck, and the results were a shock that stunned Eleanor to her core. Her carotid artery, the main highway for blood to her brain, was more than 60% blocked. She sat in my office, her hands trembling slightly as she held the report. She looked at me with a mixture of confusion and fear and asked, "I do everything right. I eat my vegetables every single day. How could this have happened?" Eleanor's story is the reason we're having this conversation today, because the hard truth is that many seniors, just like her, eat vegetables every day and yet still suffer from stubborn high blood pressure, dangerously clogged arteries, and even devastating strokes. Why? It's not because they don't care about their health. It's certainly not because they aren't eating their greens. It's because, and this is critical, they might be eating the wrong kinds of vegetables, or they're preparing the right vegetables the wrong way, accidentally destroying their most powerful nutrients. Some vegetables, despite seeming healthy, can silently fail to address the root causes of heart disease after the age of 60, things like chronic inflammation, arterial calcification, and oxidative stress. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 life-saving vegetables that every senior should start eating today. These foods don't just passively support your heart. They actively work to protect it. They reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and help prevent strokes and heart attacks naturally. And this isn't some social media hype. These are nutrient-dense vegetables, scientifically proven to fight plaque buildup and restore healthy blood flow in your arteries. Because the truth is, a stroke doesn't just happen overnight. It's the final tragic result of small daily habits, especially what you eat, accumulating over many years. If you've ever felt tired for no reason, experienced a sudden heart flutter, or had spells of dizziness, please do not blame it on age. Your body might be sending you a distress signal that it's missing the exact nutrients your arteries need to stay clean, strong, and resilient. In the next few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to these top 5 vegetables, and I'll explain exactly how they work and the smartest ways to prepare them to unlock their full power. This is not a lecture about diet. This is the kind of information that could change your next blood test results or literally save your life. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let's start with number 5 on our list, leafy greens. We're going to begin with a food group that's probably familiar to everyone, but whose true power is often profoundly overlooked. I'm talking about spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, and more. You've likely heard about their benefits your whole life. But today, I want us to look at them from a completely new perspective, not just as a simple side dish, but as an essential daily tool for protecting and preserving our cardiovascular system after the age of 60. Many people I know, including Eleanor before her diagnosis, prided themselves on eating a salad every day. But when they checked their blood pressure at home, the numbers remained stubbornly, worryingly high. The issue isn't just about eating greens. It's about understanding precisely why they work and how to unlock their full, life-saving potential. The secret weapon of leafy greens isn't just one thing, but a powerful combination of 2 key components, natural nitrates and vitamin K. Let's talk about natural nitrates first, and please do not confuse these with the artificial nitrates and nitrites used to preserve processed meats like bacon or hot dogs, which are harmful. The nitrates in leafy greens are entirely different. When you eat a bowl of fresh spinach or kale, your body begins a remarkable process. It converts these natural nitrates into a tiny but incredibly powerful molecule called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as a gentle whisper, a relaxation signal sent directly to the smooth muscles that line your blood vessels. It tells your artery walls to relax, soften, and widen. This is incredibly important for a heart that has been beating for over 6 decades. When the blood vessels are relaxed, the space inside them gets bigger. Think of it like turning a narrow country lane into a wide 4-lane highway. This allows your blood to flow much more freely and easily. Your heart doesn't have to work so hard anymore. It doesn't have to struggle to pump blood through narrow, constricted pipes. The direct, measurable result is that your blood pressure will begin to come down naturally. For a heart that has been working tirelessly for over 60 or 70 years, this reduction in workload isn't just a minor benefit. It's an absolute necessity for longevity. But that's only half the story. The second secret weapon, vitamin K, plays a completely different but equally vital role in protecting the youthful flexibility of your arteries. As we get older, a dangerous process often begins. Calcium in our bodies can start to deposit where it absolutely does not belong, specifically in the walls of our arteries. This process, called calcification, turns your once flexible and pliable blood vessels hard and brittle, like an old rubber hose left in the sun for too long. A stiff artery is a dangerous artery. Vitamin K acts like an intelligent traffic controller for calcium. It carries a special molecular GPS. It ensures that the calcium you consume is directed precisely where it's needed most, which is your bones, helping to keep them strong and dense. More importantly, it prevents that very same calcium from going rogue and depositing in your arteries. A flexible, non-calcified vascular system is much better able to withstand the sudden changes in blood pressure that can occur throughout the day. This dramatically reduces one of the leading risks for both stroke and heart attack. Now, let's address a very real and common concern. A question that might be making many of you hesitant to embrace leafy greens. It's the issue of blood-thinning medication. If you're taking a medication like warfarin, also known as Coumadin, you've probably been told by your doctor to be careful about your vitamin K intake because of its role in blood clotting. This has unfortunately created a common misunderstanding that you must avoid leafy greens altogether. That is absolutely not true, and it is a dangerous myth. The key is not avoidance, but consistency. Your doctor is not asking you to eliminate these vital foods from your diet. What they need is for you to maintain a steady and consistent intake from day to day. If you decide to have a small salad of spinach today, you should aim to do the same thing tomorrow and the day after. This consistency allows your doctor to adjust your medication dosage accurately and safely. It's the sudden and drastic changes, like eating a giant plate of kale one day and then none at all for the next 3, that cause fluctuations and risks. Please do not let an unfounded fear rob you of one of your heart's best and most powerful allies. Have an open and honest conversation with your doctor about your eating habits. To turn this knowledge into powerful action, we need simplicity. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Start with one very small, manageable step. If you typically have eggs for breakfast, try adding a large handful of fresh spinach to the pan just as the eggs are almost done. The residual heat will wilt the spinach in seconds. You will barely notice a difference in taste, but your body and your blood vessels will absolutely notice the nutritional difference. And here's a little tip for those of you who are busy or looking to save money. Do not overlook the frozen food aisle in your supermarket. Frozen spinach is an excellent and often more affordable option. It's typically harvested at its peak freshness and flash frozen, which locks in almost all of its valuable nutrients. You can easily add a block of frozen spinach to soups, stews, or even blend it into a smoothie. If you opt for canned products, please take one extra second to read the label and look for those magic words: no salt added. Leafy greens might not be a new, flashy, or trendy superfood. They are something much more important. They are foundational. They are the quiet, day in and day out work that keeps your entire vascular system running smoothly and efficiently. By understanding and respecting their power, you are giving your heart the steady, unwavering support it needs to keep beating strong for years to come. Now that we've built this solid foundation, it's time to learn about our next food. It's a creamy and delicious fruit that many in our generation mistakenly believe causes weight gain. But the truth about it will surprise and delight you. Number 4. Avocado. After solidifying our foundation with the steady power of leafy greens, let's turn to a food that is often a source of debate and misunderstanding in the kitchen: the avocado. Many people, especially in our generation, are often wary of avocados because of their high-fat content. We grew up in an era where the phrase low-fat was practically synonymous with the word healthy. But today I want to invite you to reconsider that old idea and discover the delicious truth about this incredible creamy fruit. The truth is that not all fats are created equal. The avocado is the undisputed champion of monounsaturated fat, a type of good fat that your heart actually craves. So, forget what you may have heard. The secret weapon of the avocado is this special type of fat, along with another incredibly important mineral: potassium. Let's break down the monounsaturated fat first. If you think of LDL or bad cholesterol as the troublemakers, the sticky stuff that clogs up the plumbing of your arteries, monounsaturated fats from avocados help to boost your HDL or good cholesterol. Think of HDL as your body's own efficient and dedicated cleanup crew. These HDL particles travel throughout your vascular system like little drain snakes, actively seeking out and collecting stray particles of bad cholesterol. They then transport that bad cholesterol back to the liver, where it can be processed and safely removed from your body. By adding the healthy fats from an avocado to your diet, you are directly equipping your body with a bigger and more effective cleanup crew, helping to keep your arteries clear and clean day after day. But the incredible benefits don't stop there. The second powerful weapon in the avocado's arsenal is potassium, a vital mineral that most of us are not getting enough of. Many people immediately think of bananas when they hear the word potassium, but here's a surprising fact: a single avocado actually contains more potassium than a banana. Why is potassium so important, especially for older adults? Because it helps our bodies balance something that is incredibly dangerous and rampant in the modern diet: sodium or salt. Our diets are often loaded with hidden sodium from processed foods, and this excess sodium is a major cause of high blood pressure. Potassium acts as a natural counterweight, a balancing force. It helps your kidneys excrete excess sodium in your urine, thereby reducing the overall pressure and strain on your blood vessel walls. Getting your blood pressure under control is one of the single most important things you can do to reduce your risk of a stroke or a heart attack. Now, let's address the biggest concern I hear from my patients. Will eating avocados make me gain weight? This is a perfectly reasonable and logical question, but the answer lies in understanding the quality of calories, not just the quantity. The calories you get from half an avocado are fundamentally different from the empty calories you get from a cookie or a bag of potato chips. The unique combination of healthy fat and fiber in an avocado helps you feel full and satisfied for a much longer period of time. Think about this for a moment. After eating a sugary snack, you often get a brief rush of energy, followed by a crash that leaves you feeling hungry again in just an hour. But when you have half an avocado with your meal, that feeling of satiety and steady energy can last for hours. This helps you control unhealthy snacking between meals, and in the long run, it can actually support a healthy weight management process, not hinder it. The recommended serving size is about 1/4 to 1/2 of a medium-sized avocado per day. At that amount, you get all the cardiovascular benefits without ever having to worry about weight gain. For those of you dealing with type 2 diabetes, the avocado is also a fantastic companion. The fat and fiber combination in the avocado helps to slow down your body's absorption of carbohydrates from your entire meal. This means your blood sugar won't spike as dramatically after eating, making it much easier to manage your glucose levels in a steady and controlled way. So how can you bring this wonderful fruit into your daily life in the simplest way? You don't need complicated recipes. One of my absolute favorite ways is simple avocado toast. Just take a slice of whole grain toast, mash up about a quarter of an avocado, and spread it on top. And a little salt and pepper is all it needs. It's a perfect breakfast or light meal that gives you sustained energy for hours. You can also add a few slices of avocado to your salad, or even blend a small piece into a green smoothie to create a wonderfully creamy texture. Adding avocado to your diet isn't a sacrifice. It's a delicious upgrade. You are replacing unhealthy processed fats with a far superior option. You are giving your body the natural tools it needs to regulate its blood pressure and clean its arteries from the inside out. It's a small, simple act, but its long-term impact on your health is truly immense. We've talked about the foundation and the power of good fats. Now let's continue our journey with a vibrant green cruciferous vegetable, a true warrior in the fight against the heart's most silent enemy, chronic inflammation. Number 3. Broccoli, the inflammation fighter. We've established our foundation and we've discussed the importance of good fats. Now, let's explore a true warrior in the vegetable kingdom, a food that has a unique ability to combat one of the most silent yet dangerous enemies of our heart after the age of 60, chronic inflammation. I am, of course, talking about broccoli. Many of us think of inflammation as a visible sign of injury, a red swelling after you bump your knee or a sore throat when you have a cold. That's acute inflammation, a necessary and healthy response of the body to heal itself. But there's another, much more insidious type of inflammation. It's a low-grade condition that can simmer inside your body for years, sometimes decades, without any obvious symptoms. This is chronic inflammation. Think of it as a hidden, smoldering fire that is slowly but surely damaging the delicate inner lining of your arteries. This damage creates a rough and sticky surface, making it incredibly easy for bad or LDL cholesterol to get a foothold in the artery wall and begin to form dangerous plaque. Chronic inflammation is now understood to be one of the root causes of many forms of heart disease, and this is where broccoli steps in as a true champion. Its secret weapon is a remarkable compound called sulforaphane. The name sounds complicated, but the way it works is incredibly powerful and elegant. Sulforaphane doesn't directly put out the inflammatory fire like a bucket of water. Instead, it acts more like a personal trainer or a wise general for your body's own defense systems. It activates a natural detoxification pathway right inside your cells. In essence, it flips a switch that tells your body to produce its own powerful army of anti-inflammatory and antioxidant enzymes. In other words, it doesn't just hand you a fire extinguisher. It teaches your own body how to manufacture its own advanced firefighting equipment. This is a much deeper and more sustainable level of protection. I've had conversations with many people who have survived a heart attack, and they are often completely bewildered. They tell me, "Doctor, I tried to eat healthy. I don't smoke, so why did this happen to me?" Often upon closer inspection of their blood work, we find that their inflammatory markers have been silently elevated for a very long time, without them knowing. Their diet, while seemingly healthy, might have been missing these powerful inflammation fighters like broccoli. However, there's a very practical question that I'm sure is on many of your minds right now. How do I prepare broccoli without destroying this precious compound? This is a critically important question because sulforaphane is quite sensitive to heat. The truth is that boiling broccoli in water is the absolute worst method of cooking. When you boil broccoli, most of the beneficial sulforaphane is destroyed by the high heat and leaches out into the boiling water, which you then pour down the drain. The very best way to maximize this powerful compound is to lightly steam it. Simply steam the florets for about 3 to 4 minutes until they are bright green but still crisp and firm. If you don't have a steamer basket, you can simply put a small amount of water in a pan, bring it to a boil, add the broccoli in a single layer, and cover it tightly for a few minutes. Another fascinating way to boost sulforaphane is to eat it raw, but with a little trick. Sulforaphane is only activated when the cells of the broccoli are broken or crushed. So, if you choose to eat it raw, make sure you chew it really, really well. The simple mechanical action of chewing is what kickstarts the chemical reaction that creates this powerful compound. Now let's talk about the simplicity of incorporating it into your life. You don't need to eat massive amounts of broccoli every day, but adding it to your diet a few times a week can make a significant and positive difference. One of the easiest and most delicious ways is to roast it in the oven. Cut the broccoli into small florets, toss it with a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper, and then spread it on a baking sheet. Roast it at a high temperature, around 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius, until the edges are slightly charred and fragrant. This method brings out its natural sweetness, and it can easily become your new favorite side dish. For those of you who have digestive issues like feeling bloated after eating cruciferous vegetables, try starting with a very small amount and make sure you cook it thoroughly. Cooking helps to break down some of the tough fibers, making it much easier for your digestive system to handle. Adding broccoli to your diet isn't just about adding another vegetable to your plate. It's a strategic and intelligent move to extinguish the smoldering fire of chronic inflammation inside your body. Every time you choose to steam a little broccoli instead of boiling it, or you take the time to thoroughly chew a raw floret, you're making a deliberate and powerful choice to protect your arteries from silent long-term damage. That is how you turn your kitchen into a line of defense for your heart's health. We've covered 3 powerful weapons for your heart, but there are still 2 more, and the next one is going to challenge one of the most common and deeply held beliefs about healthy eating. Let's learn about a familiar red fruit whose power is actually multiplied when it's cooked. Number 2, tomatoes. Now, let's move on to the vegetable that has earned the number 2 spot on our list. This is a real revelation because it challenges one of the most common beliefs about healthy eating. I am talking about the humble and familiar tomato. Most of us were taught from a young age that eating vegetables raw is always best to preserve their vitamins. But when it comes to the tomato, that rule is completely and wonderfully reversed. And this is the core piece of information I want you to take away today. The secret weapon of the tomato is a powerful antioxidant called lycopene. Lycopene is the pigment that gives tomatoes their brilliant ruby red color, but its true power lies far beyond its beautiful hue. To understand why lycopene is so essential for our hearts, we need to understand a little bit more about cholesterol. Imagine that bad cholesterol, or LDL, is not the ultimate villain right from the start. It only becomes truly dangerous when it gets damaged, or in scientific terms, oxidized. Think of it this way. Fresh oil is smooth and flows easily, but old rancid oil is sticky and gummy. This process of oxidation makes the LDL particles sticky like little pieces of tape, which then begin to cling to your artery walls, initiating the dangerous process of plaque formation. Lycopene acts as a dedicated personal bodyguard for those LDL cholesterol particles. It is one of the most potent antioxidants found in nature, and its specific job is to help prevent that dangerous oxidation from ever starting in the first place. By protecting your LDL cholesterol from damage, lycopene helps to keep your arteries clean, smooth, and clear. And here's the brilliant part that makes the tomato worthy of such a high spot on this prestigious list. Your body can absorb and utilize lycopene far more effectively from cooked or processed tomatoes than it can from raw ones. It sounds strange, but it makes perfect scientific sense. The heat from the cooking process works to break down the tough cell walls of the tomato. This action is like unlocking a little vault, releasing the precious lycopene and making it much more bioavailable for your body to easily absorb. This means that a simple spoonful of tomato sauce or a warm bowl of tomato soup actually provides your body with significantly more usable lycopene than eating a fresh raw tomato in a salad. This is fantastic news because it opens up a whole world of delicious, convenient, and affordable dietary options. The next time you go to the supermarket, you can walk to the canned goods aisle with confidence. A can of crushed tomatoes, a jar of unseasoned tomato sauce, or even a bottle of tomato juice are all excellent sources of readily absorbable lycopene. However, there is one very important thing you absolutely must do. Before you put that product in your cart, pick it up and take a few seconds to read the nutrition label on the back. You are looking for two specific phrases: no added sugar and low sodium, or no salt added. Many manufacturers add a staggering amount of sugar and salt to their tomato products to enhance the flavor, but this inadvertently cancels out many of the health benefits. Choosing the right product only takes a few extra seconds, but it makes a world of difference for your heart. So how do you turn this knowledge into a simple, lifelong habit? Try making a big batch of your own tomato sauce at home on the weekend. It's incredibly easy. You just need a couple of cans of crushed tomatoes, some garlic, some onion, and your favorite herbs. Let it simmer on the stove for an hour or so. You can then portion out the sauce and freeze it for later use. You'll have a delicious, heart-healthy sauce ready to go for your pasta or as a base for soups and stews. Understanding the power of the cooked tomato isn't just a nutritional tip, it's a profound shift in mindset. It shows us that taking care of our health doesn't always have to be complicated or require expensive exotic ingredients. Sometimes the most powerful solutions come from the simplest, everyday foods, prepared with a little bit of wisdom and understanding. We've talked about building the foundation, fighting inflammation, and preventing damage. But what if we could actively repair and strengthen the very structure of our blood vessels? That brings us to our number one champion, a common vegetable whose incredible power lies in a vitamin you might never have expected. Number 1. Bell peppers. We have now arrived at the number one spot on our list, the champion of protecting your arteries. This is the one I promised you at the start of the video. And this vegetable might surprise you, not because it's exotic or rare, but for the opposite reason, because it is so familiar that we often overlook its true and profound power. The silent champion in the fight to protect our hearts after the age of 60 is the bell pepper. When I talk about bell peppers, I want you to erase the image of them as just a colorful decorative vegetable in a salad. I want you to see them as a delicious and abundant source of one of the most important yet under-discussed vitamins when it comes to long-term cardiovascular health. The secret weapon of the bell pepper is vitamin C. Now, most of us immediately think of vitamin C when we feel a cold coming on, and that's not wrong. But its most vital role for our aging bodies lies in a completely different and essential function, the production of collagen. Imagine collagen as a kind of biological cement or a strong, flexible glue that holds the cells of your body together. It is the main structural protein in your body, found everywhere from your skin and your bones to the very walls of your arteries and blood vessels. After the age of 60, our body's natural ability to produce high-quality collagen significantly declines. This makes many of our body's structures weaker and less flexible, including our precious arteries. Healthy artery walls need to be pliable and elastic. They need to be able to gently expand and contract with every single heartbeat. When they lose that flexibility due to a lack of strong collagen, they become stiff and brittle. A stiff artery wall not only contributes to high blood pressure, but it is also much more vulnerable to microscopic tears and injuries. It is at the sight of these tiny tears that bad cholesterol and plaque begin to accumulate, just like rust forming on a small scratch in a piece of metal. This is where the vitamin C in bell peppers plays the role of a master builder and a true bodyguard. It provides the absolute essential raw material your body needs to repair and rebuild its collagen network. This helps to maintain the youthful strength and flexibility of your blood vessel walls. A healthy, flexible vascular system is much more effective at resisting the formation of dangerous plaque. And here's the amazing thing that most people don't know. A single medium-sized red bell pepper can contain more than double or even triple the amount of vitamin C as a medium-sized orange. This is a piece of information that very few people are aware of. We often automatically reach for citrus fruits for a vitamin C boost, while a more abundant and potent source is sitting right there in the vegetable aisle. When it comes to bell peppers, color really does matter. While all varieties and colors of bell peppers are good for you, red bell peppers typically contain the highest concentration of vitamin C and other important antioxidants like beta-carotene. The reason is simple. They are left to ripen on the vine for a longer period of time, allowing them to develop their full, rich nutritional profile. So if you can, try to prioritize the red ones. So how can you get the most out of this precious vitamin C? There is one very important thing you need to remember. Vitamin C is very sensitive to high heat. Prolonged cooking can destroy a significant amount of this vital nutrient. Therefore, the very best way to get the full benefits from bell peppers is to eat them raw. This doesn't have to be difficult. Try slicing bell peppers into long strips and using them as dipping sticks for hummus or a healthy yogurt-based dip. It's a crunchy, delicious, and incredibly healthy snack. You can also dice them up and add them to your salads for extra color, crunch, and a massive nutritional boost. If you're not a fan of eating them raw, the second best option is a quick stir-fry. Sautéing them for a short time over high heat will preserve more of the vitamins than long, slow stewing or boiling. Adding raw bell peppers to your daily diet is one of the simplest yet most profoundly effective things you can do for your long-term health. You are not just giving your body a simple antioxidant. You are providing the essential raw materials for it to strengthen and repair itself from the inside out. It's a proactive, defensive strategy that helps to protect your entire circulatory system from the inevitable ravages of time. And with that, we've completed our list of the top 5 vegetables for your heart, each with its own unique protective mechanism, its own secret weapon. But the truly amazing power doesn't come from just picking one of them, but from weaving them together into your weekly diet. Incorporating these powerful vegetables into your diet is a critically important step. But to truly fortify your heart's defenses, we need to look at the bigger picture. Because what you don't eat is often just as important as what you do eat. I'm not asking you to eliminate anything from your life completely. Life is meant to be enjoyed, but awareness is power. There are 3 things in the modern diet that we need to be especially mindful of limiting, not eliminating. The first is hidden sugar. It's not just in candy and soda. It's hiding in pasta sauces, salad dressings, bread, and even flavored yogurts. Excess sugar is a primary driver of inflammation and a direct enemy of a healthy cardiovascular system. The second is excess sodium or salt. Most of the salt we consume doesn't come from the salt shaker on our table, but from processed foods, canned goods, and restaurant meals. Get into the simple habit of always reading the nutrition label and comparing products to choose the one with the lower sodium content. And finally, please be mindful of artificial trans fats, often found in fast food, fried foods, and many commercial baked goods. They are the absolute worst type of fat for your heart, directly raising your bad cholesterol and lowering your good cholesterol. Beyond what's on your plate, the power of daily, gentle exercise cannot be overstated. You don't need to run a marathon. A simple, brisk walk for 20 to 30 minutes a day can make a world of difference. It improves your circulation, enhances the effectiveness of a healthy diet, and boosts your mood significantly. Think of it as the perfect partnership. A smart diet that repairs your body from the inside, and gentle exercise that strengthens it from the outside. So you have your toolkit now. You have 5 botanical bodyguards to protect your heart. From the blood pressure-lowering leafy greens to the vessel-repairing bell peppers, this is real, actionable knowledge for you to take back control of your health. But building a strong fortress also means knowing where the enemy is most likely to attack. Knowing what to eat is only half the battle. The other half, equally vital for your protection, is knowing what to avoid. That's why our next video is titled, "The 3 Foods That Are Silently Clogging Your Arteries." Think of it as part 2 of our important conversation today. Click on the video that is now appearing on your screen to discover the hidden enemies that might be lurking in your own kitchen. If you found this video helpful, please press the like button and let me know in the comments below which powerful vegetable you're going to try first this week. Thank you for joining me on this important journey. I'll see you in the next video.